Hey everybody, Chris Ray Maldonado here. Again, this is another weekly Q&A. If you have any questions for next week's Q&A, please leave a question in the comment section of this video, send it to me on Twitter, or send it to me on Facebook, which you can find in the description of this video and on the main channel itself. And as always, let's get to it. The footage you're going to be seeing in the background of this is Halo Reach gameplay from a long time ago. It's me getting a perfection. And it's a short video because I'm so good. So it was a quick game. But I don't know what I'm gonna put on if this question and answer goes longer than the video, but we'll see. We'll cross that bridge when we come to it. So okay, let's get started. Question number one: what are some? Okay, so this is a paraphrased version of a question that I got from a subscriber of mine who wanted to know basically. What were my experiences from practicing singing on my own, and have I ever taken any vocal lessons? No, I have not taken any vocal lessons, and I don't think I ever... I don't know, I don't think I can sing. I can't sing. Much like, actually, Tim McIlrath, the lead singer of Rise Against, said, you know, he feels the same way I do in the sense that he found his voice something that nobody would ever want to listen to, and I do too. So it just sort of surprised me that people liked my voice, but I never took a singing lesson in my life, and I guess like there's little tips that I've picked up. I've looked up some videos, but I've never taken any professional lessons. And it shows because I'm not a singer. I'm really not. I'm just somebody who writes songs, who has nobody else to sing them, so I have to sing them myself. But really, if you want to get better, I think the key is to really analyze it. Analyze what singing is, and analyze what sounds best. And, you know, there's a lot of stuff to take into account, like the instrument you're playing, and all sorts of stuff, but the only advice that I could really give, just keep trying it and open yourself up to new ideas. Because you're just gonna be stagnant, because when I first started, my voice was very low, and I would sing kind of underneath the song, but now I kind of sing over it because I don't know, that's just how it evolved. So yeah, what's the greatest joke you've ever heard? If any of you are familiar with Norm Macdonald, I'll type that in somewhere just so you know who it is and how to spell it. But he told a joke called the moth joke, and it's a long joke, but it cracks me up. The first time I heard it, it blew my mind because of how funny I thought it was. And again, it's a joke, it's humor, so by definition it is subjective, so you might not find it funny at all. But that's probably my favorite joke of all time, is the moth joke by Norm Macdonald. Look that up. You might like it, you might not, but man, it's my favorite joke of all time. Will there be any more Machinima from you? Okay, so, for those of you who don't know, I don't know why you wouldn't know that and be watching this at the same time, but I put up a short Machinima about Facebook buying the Oculus Rift, and it did really well. As of right now, it has more views than the Rise Against cover I did, which is what I'm primarily known for, which is kind of surreal because it's something I was really hoping for. And I'm really glad that people are taking kind to it. I'm really glad that people are liking it, and I'm really happy with the feedback. But again, I cannot deny myself that obviously a lot of those views are because the topic of that video was very, very current. It was very much news. So if I had put that video up a week later, it probably wouldn't have done well at all. But I'm glad that it did, and I'm glad that people like it. I've been writing some more Machinimas because I like to do it, and I find it really fucking fun. But, you know, those are going to come out at a much slower pace because there's a lot of time and effort that goes into those things. So, for example, I only have 2 controllers. I have 3 controllers. I have one wired controller, one half broken wireless, and then I have this wired controller that I tried to take apart and clearly failed. So that's not button. That's a styrofoam. This is X, this is A, and it's all totally fucked up. So if I'm going to be making a Machinima, it's going to take a lot of time. It's just me here. I'll get more people to come in to do voices, but really I'm the main guy doing the movements. I'm the main puppeteer, if you want to call it that. So Machinima will come. It might be at a slower pace than anything else because it doesn't take as much. It doesn't take as much effort to produce a game core or even a cover, really, because Machinima is very much a production. So expect more Machinima, just not really soon. I wouldn't expect one in the next week, though I will be working on them. Yeah, keep that in mind. There will be more, though, because I'm really happy with how you guys reacted to it. What got you into Rise Against? The easy thing is obviously their music, but it was the lyrics of most of their songs. Like when I heard Voices Off Camera, I thought like, wow, this is somebody who feels exactly like I do. And it was the first time that I had heard music that made me feel like I wasn't alone. And it was the first time I heard music that proved to me that music was more than just kind of like a sound. It was more than just like writing words to fit with beats. It was, it's a vehicle for relating to people. And it was really cool. So, you know, it was definitely that. And then, like, obviously I grew to love the band even more as I watched interview after interview of this awesome guy who's in a punk rock band, who doesn't drink alcohol, who doesn't smoke, who doesn't eat meat. He's like who's really down to earth, who's funny. It's like, dude, that's awesome. And I don't know, I fell in love with the band. I feel like right about now, the Halo Reach gameplay should be over. I'm not sure what'll be there. What is the best game you've played recently, and what is the worst game you've played recently? The best game I played recently is BioShock Infinite, Burial at Sea, Episode 2. It was awesome. Look, man, I know I say all the time that the Halo series is my favorite, and I will say that. The Halo series definitely is my favorite game series of all time. I grew up with it, I loved it. But BioShock has got to be the best one. In my opinion, it's the best series in existence. BioShock, BioShock Infinite, and the Burial at Sea episodes. It's bliss. It is, in my opinion, the Citizen Kane of single-player story-driven games. It is so beautiful in every aspect. I loved it. The worst game I played recently is Lord of the Rings War in the North, in the video I did with Jalen. And it's not even necessarily because it's a bad game. I'm not a fan of those games. Not to mention, I know nothing about Lord of the Rings, and the gameplay was kind of crap. Because I'm used to playing with controllers, and keyboard and mouse for that kind of a game was really awkward. There are worse games that I've downloaded to play on GameCore that I have not played yet, but I expect to be way worse. With all the rumors surrounding Halo 2 Anniversary, do you think it's legitimate? I hope it is, but at the same time, it's like, it's a very confusing situation, because you have Halo 2 Anniversary, which would have to come out this year, because otherwise, it's not an anniversary. They could do, like, something, they could pull a bullshit Fable anniversary thing and release it a year after the anniversary, but then it's like, what are you doing, really? That almost doesn't count. So it's like, Halo 2 Anniversary has to come out this year, but that means Halo 5 can't come out this year. But if Halo 5 doesn't come out this year, that makes all of their previous advertising for Halo 5, or whatever the next Halo is, wrong. So, I don't know. I hope it's real, personally, because I feel like it's way too soon for a new Halo game. I said this on the podcast. I feel like it's way too soon for another direct Halo game. I feel like they need more time to make the game better. I don't want to see incremental change. I want to see something amazing. I don't want to go from Dead Island to Dead Island Riptide. I want to go from Halo 2 to Halo 3, which wasn't a big difference, aside from the fact that it was a massive difference in the way the game functioned. I want new features, I want new weapons, I want new vehicles, I want a better looking game, I want a longer campaign, I want a campaign that follows certain things that we just, I don't know, I don't think them releasing Halo 5 or whatever the next Halo game is this year is a good idea. I think Halo 2 Anniversary would be a good way to increase interest in the Halo games without oversaturating it, because it is, after all, a remake of a game that already exists that everyone, or mostly everyone, loves. Halo 2 was the game that I grew up with. It was the Halo game that I most identify with as part of my childhood. So I wanted to see Halo 2 Anniversary more than I wanted to see Halo Combat Evolved Anniversary. So I hope it's true, but there's so much contradictory evidence, and there's so many contradictory rumors that I don't know yet. I hope to see it. I hope to see it, and I hope, although I have a really good feeling that they won't implement the multiplayer like they did with Combat Evolved Anniversary. But who knows? You know, I guess we'll all just have to wait. Yeah. And that's it. Oh, man. I've been awake for literally over 36 hours, so I'm really messed up right now. I'm amazed at how coherently I was able to answer most of those questions. So, again, this is the end of this week's Q&A. If you want to leave a question for next week's Q&A, leave it in the comment section of this video, send it to me on Twitter, or send it to me on Facebook via a message, or just a comment, or anything. And you can find the links to those pages in the description of this video and the main channel itself. I'm Chris Ray Maldonado. I'll see you next time.
Action.